Hi everybody, it's the 11th of November 2021 and today has seen the release of, it's called PUBG New State. Maybe we could call it PUBG Mobile 2. Very, very interesting this. Now I've played it a few times now and I am very relieved to report that although this was a chance for Krafton, the publisher behind PUBG, to start with a blank slate and redefine and redo many of the gameplay mechanics behind PUBG, they haven't chosen to do so. So this game is now set in the future. Okay, so you've got things like you've got drones. If your teammate goes down, you can get a special flare and you can fire the flare, and they'll come back in on a drone taxi. This sort of stuff. And some of the buildings in Erangel, because that's the gameplay you're seeing here, have got a more futuristic vibe to them. Some of the areas have a more futuristic vibe. But overall, it's very similar to PUBG Mobile. Now, apparently, this game has been developed by Krafton in-house, not by Tencent, the Chinese publisher. Although I've got a kind of wonder about that, because these games feel very, very, very similar, and they look very, very similar indeed. So it must be this. It's got to be the same engine. But there is also the question mark: is why have this game? Why publish this game when it is so similar to PUBG Mobile? And one of the things we've seen with games like PUBG is the fact that you don't have a PUBG 2. You just keep iterating on the original game and updating and adding new maps, adding new mechanics. But this is saying, no, PUBG Mobile is PUBG Mobile, and this is now PUBG New State. But it's not significantly different from PUBG. You've still got the same semi-realistic gunplay mechanics, and that's a really good thing, because I was very worried that with the exit of Brendan Green completely from the PUBG developers and publishers, that we would see PUBG slide towards Apex and Warzone, and we've had the silly skins and all that sort of thing, but with this opportunity to really relook at PUBG and redo it, Krafton have chosen to keep pretty true to the original tenets of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds that Brendan Green kind of came up with. So that's really cool. So the next thing I guess you're probably saying, well, is it any good? And I guess the answer to that is whether you like mobile games or not, and whether you can get on with the control schemes. Because one of the nice things is that PUBG Mobile and PUBG New State really, they don't like you plugging in a controller to your phone to be able to play it. I don't think you can. I think your account can get banned if you do that sort of thing, unlike things like COD Mobile. So you are forced to use your thumbs, and it takes a lot of getting used to. And one of the problems with the Battle Royale is that you're playing for 25 minutes and then you come up against someone who knows what they're doing, and you haven't got a chance. You've really got to put the time in to practice it. Sure, they do throw quite a few bots in, and a good thing about New State is there are some more modes as well. We've got like Team Deathmatch mode where we can practice to get sharper at stuff like that. But overall, yeah, I've been pretty impressed. And when I get into the top 10, in fact, I think I get into the top 2 in this gameplay. I'm going to leave all the gameplay up there. Apologies for if the sound goes out of sync, but you've got to remember that I'm capturing this on my Samsung S20 FE phone, and it's quite a complicated, quite a demanding thing for a phone to do, to play a game like PUBG and to capture the footage and the audio. And so sometimes the sound goes out of sync. But yeah, I think I get into the top 2, and then the guy kills me as I'm trying to figure out how to move my aim again, because I'm a bit rusty when it comes to mobile gaming. But hopefully what this means is that with Krafton, with PUBG 2, which apparently is in development, it could well be very, very similar to PUBG, which is what we want, isn't it? What I want out of PUBG 2 is PUBG, but with an improved engine. So it looks better, it runs smoother, and they really take a long, hard look at their matchmaking queues, how that sort of things works, to make the game more friendly to new players and old players alike. That's what I really want. I don't want a new game. I always remember, PUBG is, along with Battlefield 1, my 2 favourite games, and I think probably the 2 greatest video games ever created, PUBG and Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1 as the respawn shooter, and PUBG as the Battle Royale. And when Battlefield 1 came to the end of its life, but people still play it now, but when Battlefield 5 was coming out, before that, I remember saying on lots of videos that we don't want Battlefield 5 to be a reskin Battlefield 1. You know, we want it to be its own thing. How I regret that now. You know, if they just reskinned Battlefield 1 to look like World War II, Battlefield 5 would have probably been an amazing success. As it was, they tried to change a load of things, and Battlefield 5, although looked great and had some good gunplay, there was many of the gameplay aspects of it that were definitely not as good as in Battlefield 1. So when it comes to PUBG 2, I kind of want a similar sort of thing. I want PUBG, but running smoother, running better, looking better, sounding better, and that sort of thing. Anyway, what I'll do is I'll leave you with the gameplay, because you can fast forward and just watch it. But hopefully you get an idea of the fact that although this is PUBG New State, although this is set in the 2050s, this is still Erangel. This is still our Erangel, and it still feels like PUBG. Anyway, that's enough from me. What do you think? Put your questions in the comments down below, and I will, of course, see you again soon.